Hi everybody, I thought I would come out and do a quick video. Today is Saturday, June 14th, and it's about 8 a.m. And I thought I'd do a walkthrough. I hadn't really done much, or actually any videos this year, so here we go. I'll show you what I've got going here. So in my raised bed box, it's a 4x8 box, I have planted some raspberries, and these are courtesy of my friend Kristen. She gave me these plants in the fall, and I think it was probably November before I actually planted them. And there was a little snow on the ground even, so they actually did well considering. They've got some buds on them, so I'm going to have a few little raspberries in this patch. Underneath are some calendula and some Russian kale in this area. A little bit further over, I've got brandywine tomatoes, more calendula, some peppers. This is actually basil I bought, but there are some basils that, seeds that I put out that are popping up here. Those are Jerusalem artichokes that were in the compost. I actually used this box, or have been using this box, as a compost box. So everything I just toss in, and there's all sorts of things that have been popping up that I didn't actually plant. Anyway, there are some peas and some runner beans also growing over in this box. And this is the area where I usually plant my tomatoes and squash. And also, courtesy of Kristen, I have put in these raspberry plants over here. And so this has just become a big berry patch, because underneath those I have strawberries. These are also new this year. These are a June bearing strawberry, I believe the Honey Eye. And I'm hoping that they will take off and completely cover this area, be a good ground cover over here. My asparagus are here. Oh, these are the best asparagus ever. They are just the tastiest. I like to crunch on them as I'm walking through the garden. Yum, yum, yum. Over here, underneath my apple tree, aside from the irises in my yard, these are really the only non-edibles. Over here, there's some jack in the pulpit, lungwort, Virginia bluebells, bloodroot, these lamium, columbine, the wild columbine, a variety of things. Oh, sweet woodruff, lots of sweet woodruff. So this is just such a shady area under this huge apple that nothing really grows. So I just stick with the woodland shade plants under here. Over here we have some alliums that are just about done for the season. An iris. Just some assorted plants over here. In the vegetable area, I new this year got walking onions, so we'll see how those do. These are rhubarb and curly kale. Over there, those are sweet 100 tomatoes. I've got yellow zucchini. In another area, I have yellow squash, kohlrabi, and another summer squash. Volunteer tomato popping up here. Didn't plant that. Over there, I've got my horseradish, and I put them in these little cages because they are just so unruly. You know, they've been here for years and years and years, and the patches never really get any bigger. They grow about the same size every year, and then they flop. But they do have beautiful flowers, and the insects love them. And insects are also loving the leaves, so look at that. Holes, holes, holes. Although that's okay, it's the root that I'm interested in and not the leaves, so the other little critters can have the leaves. My patch of French sorrel, wild onions, Swiss chard, Over here, some more irises, of course, and lavender, thyme, chives, comfrey. Most of my comfrey is wild crafted from an abandoned field. Over here, I have my ancestor altar. It looks like it does most years. That's an African tradition. I try to use things that are wild crafted or things that I make on my altar. And most of those are agate or feldspar rocks, those sorts of things. And underneath I have little stones that have the names of my ancestors written on them. It's a way of paying respect. And assorted things underneath my birch tree, also which I wild crafted several years ago, and it's gotten pretty big. Over here there's a golden oregano, some St. John's wort, more of these guys, the comfrey. And I went away for a week and came back and my rhubarb was a bloomin'. Which probably isn't a good thing. I should chop off that head, but I haven't gotten around to that yet. More garlic chives. Actually, these are the yellow squash. And here, I really like this. This is such a mild oregano. It's the Mexican golden. The echinacea, everything is so late this year, they're just popping up. I mean, we still had icebergs on the lake 3-4 days ago, so it's a little chilly even this morning. I think it's in the high 40s, even though it is June 14th. I have a few things growing in pots over here. Some more calendula, basil started, ginger mint, sweet mint. I've got some stevia and mixed flowers in pots over here. Assorted flowers along the wall of the house. I collect my rainwater in this little guy. Some rosemary and curry, lemon balm, assorted flowers. I got some sages in pots, some white sage. That's the area that I'm not allowed to plant in or the doggy will dig it up. So it's just bare dirt and it looks pretty sad over there. But the one thing I do have is I got this kiwi vine new this year and it is supposed to be hardy to zone 4. Well, we will see about that. Hopefully. I'm hoping. Over here, I've just got all sorts of assorted things mixed in. Strawberries, borage, garlic chives, actual garlic, some onions, some volunteer. Actually, here comes Little Wee. And there's Gus. Little Wee's coming to say hello. Oh, no, he's keeping on past. Anyway, yeah, some volunteers from the grapevine. Another echinacea. And this is actually the grapevine. And it's also slow this year. Usually it's really well leafed out by now. I mean, it's pretty good, but not like usual. Some more irises. Over here I have the mother of all of the sorrels in the yard. I started out with this one plant and a few times I didn't catch the seeds before they went to flying, and now I've got lots and lots of sorrel in the yard. Just some assorted things, strawberries, chives. That's my mat of woolly thyme. Over here I got some rue. I cut that down a couple of weeks ago to the ground and it's popping up already. This is the one thing that I've gotten new, another thing I've gotten new I should say, this year. This is Mount Royal plum. And I planted a little ring of lavender around it. Some more lavender, oregano, marjoram. Whoops. A little glare from the sun here. The eagle is guarding the comfrey. And lemon balm, lemon balm, lemon balm. Golden oregano, which is actually one of my favorite plants. More comfrey, oregano, feverfew, some forget-me-nots. A lot of people just toss these. I mean, they're a weed. And even though they're growing in my path, I leave them until they're at least done blooming because I just think they're pretty. Over here next to Gus. Gus is 14 and a little arthritic. He's napping. But this is my more established raspberry patch. It's been there for a few years. More lemon balm, lemon balm, lemon balm. Garlic chives, garlic chives. My angel. And along the back fence, I've got lovage, angelica, more lovage, sweet Sicily, which is yummy with rhubarb, sweet Sicily rhubarb pie. This is my valerian, and the rabbits nest in the valerian, so it always looks like it's toppling over. Little patch of sweetgrass in a pot. I don't have any grass in the yard, and the kitties need a little something, so I have grass in pots here and there. I actually dug all of the grass from the yard. Oops, sorry, mosquito. By hand, so there is no grass anywhere. And over here, I got another little veggie patch. Some new asparagus I put in, a few more tomatoes. Along the edge, I've got germander plants planted. My one little Brussels sprout, the Italian zucchini. There's some more basil and shallots over here. More wild nodding onion. And more irises, some onions. But at any rate, that's the yard in a gist. Thanks for visiting.